In a season of doubt, struggle, stress, and being overwhelmed, God placed a picture and a message in my heart earlier last semester. Sitting in the pews with my hands open wide and tears streaming down my face, I cried out to God during worship. Silently, I screamed out, overcome with my stress and questioning God's nearness, His plan for me, and what I should do to keep everything in line. My spiritual knuckles were white with how tightly I was trying to hold on to my plans, and my feet were tired from running from His for so long. With a gentle hand on my shoulder, He called me to be still. And in that moment, He placed a picture on my mind. I looked around and saw that I stood amongst a crowd in a room full of people. From the outskirts, I saw the crowd start to move to clear a spot in the center. Left in the middle stood one man, all alone. Despite all the people around me, he found me within the crowd and extended his hand to me. With an open palm reaching out to me, he extended a question as well. "Will you dance with me?" was the question I heard the man say, the man whose name is Jesus. This would not be a one-time picture God placed on my heart, but rather would turn into an ongoing tool in which He'd teach me. The picture would stay the same, but my understanding of it would grow and its message would adapt to the season of life I found myself in. When I first heard this call, I ignored it. Surely He doesn't really want to dance with me, I thought with ignorance, forgetting that He died for me, fought through hell for me, and returned with the wounds on His hands, feet, and side for me, not to show weakness, but rather to prove He did it when I doubt. For the first several weeks of Him recalling this picture in question to my mind, I would try to understand it, but was looking at it with the wrong lens. I would take a step forward and try to lead Him, forgetting that I am the sheep, not the shepherd. I would step into the circle and dance with Him, but would return to the outskirts when the worship song came to a close, walking away and not continuing to dance with Him throughout my life post-chapel service. While the picture stood clearly in my mind, its message would take a long time to actually sink in, and an even longer time for me to comply with it. I figured this picture was just for entertainment and a temporary distraction from my anxieties. It was nice to give in for a moment, or for a song or two, but I failed to realize that this was a picture not just for when I was standing in the pews of our chapel. This was a picture, a cry, and a plea for every moment of my day from my God, my Father, and Jesus, my groom. This was not a temporary call to align my steps with His for a few minutes, but to fully surrender my life and my all to Him. When I realized that, I had two concerns. The first being an overwhelming sense of anxiety over letting my anxieties go. In order to let go of myself and follow Him, I'd have to let go of my fears and place them in His hands to carry. I would have to let go of my control and blindly hope He'd hold everything for me. Despite the chaos, I felt like I was doing a good enough job of holding everything together myself. Why should I surrender my control? Why should I let go? Why should I not be in control over my own life? Because it wasn't by my design that my life came to be in the first place. It was His. He brought me into this world and crafted everything around me to produce who I am today. With the curtains closed, I don't even know what the weather is outside. I cannot read people's minds now or know what they'll be thinking in 5 minutes, let alone what they'll be thinking in 30 years. But He does. He knows everything and holds it all in its place. Who am I compared to Him? What power do I have? What strength can I hold over Him? None. I have nothing without Him. I am nothing without Him. Who am I to think I can hold my whole life together? I can't even hold this one singular moment. But He holds the stars in their place and knows them by name. He clothes the lilies and paints the sky each night. He brings rain to water the earth and clouds to provide us with shade. He knows every animal and creature of the land, sea, and sky. He designed our arms and hands to be able to hold each other. How much more will He know me, clothe me, water me, provide for me, and hold me? Why would I want to hold myself? I cannot. When I think I'm in control, look how much chaos arises. Everything falls apart because I am unable to hold even one thing together. My hands are not strong enough nor big enough, but His are. My arms are too weak to carry anything, but His are strong and strong enough to hold me and all of my problems. And He wants to, because He loves me. I just need to let go, surrender myself, fall into Him, and follow His rhythm. My strategy of white-knuckling whatever control I think I have is useless. In order to put everything in line, I need to follow His lead and dance with Him. And not just for a moment, but for the rest of my life. But that aroused my second concern. How could I make such a huge decision? How could I lay down my entire life in one moment with a single answer to His plea to dance with Him? The answer to that question came quickly, as I realized I am not called to answer His question once. No, His question will be the same, and my answer should be the same. But the song and the setting will change. Sometimes He will reach out His hand and I will happily take it. But there will be times where I will be called to dance in the storm, and in my doubt, and in my hardest moments. God does not extend this question to me expecting me to answer one time, but rather He will ask the question every day and at every moment, despite my circumstances. When my head hits the pillow at night and when my eyes see the first light of day, and every moment in between, His hand will be extended to me and the question will ring in my spirit. It is my job to answer that call day in and day out. Once is a start, but it is not the end of the solution. It's just the beginning. I am called to surrender myself every day, take His hand, let Him guide me, and dance with Him, through the ups and the downs, the peaks and the valleys. Saying yes the first time is just the start, but it will be in the highs and the lows of my days that I will prove my response. The repetitive answer to His call will be the calm to my storm. Through my surrender, I will find peace through my chaos. Not just with the one-time yes, but with the continued action of dancing with Him. So like the act of baptism, I get low in Your presence and wash off my sin and shame, and rise with Your strength, with newfound life and joy overflowing.